Hello everyone, welcome to this guide on how to play Frey in Age of Mythology Retold. Frey is of course the newest addition to the AOM Pantheon, and maybe for this reason we actually haven't seen him much from pro players in tournaments. He seems to be difficult to grasp for a lot of people, but recently it does seem like people are beginning to open their eyes to the Norse god of harvest and peace. Frey is an incredibly fun god to play, and when you learn how to utilize his god bonuses, it is also very rewarding, and you begin to feel like this god is vastly underrated. So in this video, I will guide you through all the tips and tricks I've learned playing Frey, and teach you how to become the Frey Master. So first of all, we'll be looking at all the new god powers available to Frey and how to use them properly. There's 4 new ones and they're all quite sophisticated. I will discuss when to advance through the different minor gods and give you a general game plan for playing Frey. Let's of course also cover the standard build order for Frey that should work for you on every map, and then in the end I will showcase a few games where I get some nice wins with him. Enjoy! Gullinbursti is an amazingly potent god power. You need to know how to use it most effectively, but it's an incredibly versatile god power. I think it's so cool, and it's just one other reason why Frey is perhaps the coolest god in Age of Mythology Retold. Alright, gonna show you the power level of Gullinbursti from the different ages. So if we use it in the Archaic Age, see he's got 350 HP, 35 hack armor, 50 pierce armor, 15 hack damage and 5 crush damage. And if we go to Classical Age, he now gets more than double the damage. He gets a bit more HP, and once again, if we go to the New Age, his damage doubles once more, he gets more HP, and this time around he even gets more armor as well. And finally, in the Mythic Age, he gets even chunkier, 870 HP, 50 hack armor, 65 pierce armor, and almost 100 hack damage plus 32 crush damage. And there is a AoE damage on the crush as well. So if you're attacking multiple buildings at once, you can even you can attack multiple buildings at once, as well as units, of course. The Asgardian Bastion is another god power that is unique to Frey, and it allows you to build a hill fort in the Classical Age. You even get to produce Huskarls from there, and if you get the unique technology Earlier, you even get to produce portable rams. Very cool. Alright, just gonna quickly go over the stats of the Asgardian Bastion. We're now in the Classical Age, and when we use Asgardian Bastion, it's going to take 200 seconds for it to be built. You can send 1 unit onto it and you can halve that time, and then if you send a secondary unit onto it, you see it's diminishing returns. So definitely having 1 military unit is a great idea, but you just know that the more you put on it, you get diminishing returns. Another thing to notice about the Asgardian Bastion is this has 22 range versus an ordinary hill fort that only's got 20. So, for some reason, there's a slight buff to the Asgardian Bastion. Another thing to know is that if you're in the Heroic Age and you use Asgardian Bastion, it takes 100 seconds to build, and then you can put a new military unit onto it, and now it takes, well, actually not half of it. That's interesting. Either way, in the beginning, it's less seconds than it is in the Classical Age. Similarly, if we go to the Mythic Age and we use Asgardian Bastion, now it only takes 50 seconds. And I'm interested in seeing this. Yeah, it's not halving for some reason, but still, very nice still. Oh yeah, you see the hill fort has 20 range right here. I wanted to show you a cool trick with sort of a nice combo. that I really like using with Frey here. So if we do have an Asgardian Bastion down somewhere like this, let's just get these units over there. Get this thing built. Okay, so imagine you are fighting right here. There's a big fight occurring right here, and it's kind of looking like you're losing. Your opponent knows that your TC is all the way back here, so Gullinbursti only reaches here, right? So they're feeling really confident fighting right here. What you can do then is you can use Gullinbursti like this. Garrison into the hill fort, immediately get out, use Tempest, and you know, this took me like no time to get from my TC over here, because you can garrison inside of the hill fort, and you can really take your opponents by surprise when you do this. It's a really cool combo, utilizing your H1, H2, and H3 God Power, and you know, just for the extra spice on top. Let's say that they're retreating, and then you cast this one. That's a one game. To be fair, you did use 4 God Powers for that, but still pretty cool, I think. Just know that garrisoning your Gullinbursti into a hill fort really allows it to cover a lot of distance really early on, and you can really take your opponents by surprise that way. So let's take a look at this fight here. This is a typical scenario, maybe 4 or 5 minutes into the game. You'll have an army, you'll have 2 opposing armies like this. And the Draugr, let's just focus on it here. It's using its special attack like this. You can barely even see it dealing damage here. Now taking the Minotaur and maybe even striking the Hoplite too. You can sort of try to micro and maybe hit a few units with it like this. But all in all, you see the unit isn't faring particularly well. So let's try to see another example instead. So in this fight, we have 2 much bigger armies, and we've got 7 Draugrs with the upgrade here. And the reason why I want to show you this fight is because this is where the Draugrs will shine. And if we just start the fight here, I'll show you why. You can shoot from really long range. You see how they hit every single unit there in the beginning, in front of the army. They're penetrating through all of these units, and they're really shining in a big fight like this. If you micro them, you can even hit the backline as well. Look at this. They're hitting the archers in the back here. Let's actually try to just restart, and we'll do that from the get-go. Get the Draugrs in range for the archers. I think that'll be interesting. Like so. And then we'll hit this guy. You see the Draugrs are taking care of the backline like this. They're a really, really sick unit. They've got 19 range. And once again, we can micro here, so that we hit the archers in the back. Such a fun unit to micro, and you see how they shine here. 19 range, 2.8 divine damage. A lot of people don't know this. They have divine damage, meaning they can penetrate through high armor targets, obviously. And yeah, this is how you're supposed to use Draugrs. Not solo, but you want them in big armies, big numbers, so that you can hit a lot of units simultaneously. The Rock Giant is another myth unit that is unique to Frey. You get it when advancing through Aegir, and honestly, I would recommend going through Aegir 9 out of 10 times. His technologies are amazing. Tempest, the God Power, is amazing. And of course, the Rock Giants are cool and awesome to play with. People tend to think of it as just a chunky unit that can tank a lot of damage and do relatively well versus buildings, but knowing how to utilize its special attack is actually very important. So, when we want to use the Rock Giant efficiently, I like to put it on my own hotkey, on its own hotkey, so whenever I use 3, I select the Rock Giant. And the reason why is so that it doesn't just automatically use its special ability whenever possible. I want to decide when to use it. So we'll just A move here, and then the Rock Giant, I'm going to get it into position somewhere like here and I'll press Q. I hit all of these units. They're now targeting my rock giant for a long while. I mean, I'm explaining things while I'm doing this, so my army isn't really as useful as it could be. But you get my point, right? You want to get into the fray with this thing before you use its special ability, because it's so potent. And if you don't, there's a good chance that you're just going to hit 3 or 4 units, which is not nearly enough. You want to maximize its potential. If I just fight regularly, look at the rock giant here. I'm hitting 2 minotaurs in the beginning. This is not nearly enough value out of this thing. Let's actually, I wanna see how good I can do this if I fight to the best of my abilities. So we are A moving here, and then Q right here. Get our heroes onto the minotaurs. These guys over here. You see, there's so much microing you can do with Frey. The Draugrs, the rock giants, and of course the regular heroes, units, everything. But yeah, this is how you're supposed to use the rock giant to ensure you optimize the value of that special attack, because it's so potent. You get a bunch of extra armor when you do this as well. Let's just try. See, now it's 60, 75. It goes up to 80 and 88. It's nearly unkillable while it's got this armor up and running here. And you see it stays for a while too. I think it's like 5, 6 seconds or something crazy like that. I've prepared here a really good case use of the Inferno God Power. So, in order to use Inferno properly, you want to avoid locations such as right here, for example, a big wide open space, because if you use it here, your opponent can easily go to whichever direction they want to. They can go up, down, left, right, whatever they decide to dodge it. And in the scenario I've prepared right here, if I use Inferno, I want to use it starting maybe here and then moving in this direction, something like this. Because what happens then is my opponent is forced to, basically the left side is blocked, so they cannot go here. And then in order to dodge the Inferno, they'll have to move over on the right side. So what I want to do, actually maybe like from here over in this sort of trajectory is what I want to do. Let's just try it. Fighting, I want to use it like this. My opponent has no way of retreating right here. That's what you want to do. You want to sort of have one side blocked at the very least. And then, if you can have like 10 RC maybe coming from the back, sort of cleaning up here, because the Chariot Archers are going to die, and then the Son of Osiris is going to remain. Maybe a few Myth units will remain as well. That's kind of your idea of using Inferno. The big issue with Inferno is when you use it, like I said, in the middle, because if they did, they would know that there would be an explosion right here, and then they would move forward. But if they move forward now, that's where my army is. I've got a tower, I've got a town center here, so they can't really move forward. They can move back, but if they do, they're going to be hit by the explosion that's going to occur right here. They can move, maybe the right play for them right here would be moved to the right side. So you can imagine if there was a forest right here as well, the Inferno would have been even better. But these are the kinds of things you have to consider when using Inferno. I think Inferno is the best designed god power in Age of Mythology, and it reminds me a lot about League of Legends abilities, because there is play potential and there is counterplay potential. And that's how god powers should be, I think, in 2025. I understand why most god powers weren't like this in 2002 when the original AOM was made. But Frey, obviously being a new god, he's got this amazingly designed god power that has playmaking potential as well as counterplay, and that's how it should be. So when you use it, you want to use it like this, in a corridor, maybe with a block here and a block here, and that basically leaves your opponent with very few options of escaping. And at the same time, if you're the opponent, you don't want to hit a corridor with a block, with a forest hero or a cliff hero, whatever it is. You want to stay in open spaces. So lovely, lovely god power. Plus, obviously, it looks amazing. You see here, it actually takes a while for it to reach its target destination. So that's why the opponent has plenty of potential to move forward to avoid the big explosion. But then obviously, if they are in a crowded space with lots of forest, lots of cliffs, and you use it really well, then they won't be able to escape anyways. So that's what I was saying. When you use Inferno, avoid open spaces, use it in a corridor instead. For good measure, let's also just discuss the Fafnir for a second. You see, it's got a bunch of HP and a bunch of armor. It's a ridiculously tanky unit. And I think it deals a bunch of damage too, but people really don't like this unit, including myself. Big part of the reason why is because when your opponent kills it, they get 300 gold, which just feels awful because 300 gold in mid to late game is a lot. So let's see how potent this unit actually is. There's not that much to it. It's got an AoE attack, so you can hit the backline like this. You hit a lot of archers like this, obviously. And it's looking really potent here, I gotta say. Because the enemy units are clumped up like this. Plus it can tank a lot as well. It's a good unit. It's a really good unit, and you should definitely be happy to get it. It costs 35 favor, 300 gold. It is expensive to get too. There's not that much to say about it. I Am Magic has done a really nice video where he's discussing this unit in depth, so I urge you all, if you're more interested in this unit, go check out his video. But for me, I'll just say this unit is good. I don't rate it very highly, but it's good to have, and don't feel bad about producing one or two of these in the late game. One thing I will say though is when you go through Vidar, let's just see here. Vidar, he gives you these upgrades, and this upgrade and this one. That's 18 favor plus 30 favor. You really got to prioritize these two upgrades more than anything. So when you hit Mythicate, you want to spend favor on that, and then 35 favor on top of that on a Fafnir. It's a lot, really. So not only do you want these two techs, if you went through Aegir, you also want this tech and this tech. Plus, you probably have produced a lot of rock giants or battle boars if you went for Bragi. So you don't really have much favor lying around. So that's probably also a big reason why you don't see Fafnir, is because Twilight of the Gods plus 10% for HP for all human soldiers. It's so good. And you even deal bonus damage versus heroes. And then this one, Fury of the Fallen. Whenever a Berserk dies, your units gain extra damage. They're really good upgrades. And they're much better than getting a Fafnir out. So I think that's a big part of the reason why you don't see Fafnir. Alright, welcome to the build order part of the Frey video. As always, I'm trying to make the build order as simple as possible for it to not be overly complicated so that everyone can follow. And we're starting off by building a dwarf. And then we're sending 3 over here. 1 villager, gonna build an ox cart, then go on to wood. And we're just going scouting with our berserk. Immediately we'll get the pickaxe and get our dwarf over here. So that's the beginning. There's a lot of stuff happening right here. That's just how it is. I don't want to purposely make the build order bad, just to simplify it. But yeah. This guy, he's just chopping 10 wood, and then we'll shift click over to hunt instead. Like that. And the next villager here can go onto a wood line. And we'll get a dwarf after this. So the reason why we got 10 wood here, as you can see now, is so that we can afford this ox cart here. And we're just scouting with this guy. I do think if you can get a house onto your opponent's secondary town center, I think that's really good to do. So I'm aiming for that right now. As always, if you use your town center to kill hunt like this, so your villagers don't have to do it. And we're getting... Whoops. Get this guy. Ensure that he doesn't die. So we have 4 on food from the beginning. Now 3 onto wood. And we're getting a third dwarf as well. We're not really finding the opponent's second TC, so I think we'll have to not build a house there. We want to get back in time to build our town center, to build our temple, sorry. And now we want to send 3 villagers to food. Oh, and also get hand axe. I could have gotten hand axe a little earlier than this, but it's not that important. I've only got 3 villagers on wood right now, and adding a 10% increase to wood chopping, it's nice, but since I've only got 3 villagers, whether you get it 30 seconds later than usual, don't overthink this, guys. It's also why I say I just want to keep the build order as simple as possible. Yeah. You can really overthink this build order part and try to maximize the efficiency. I don't think it's worth it. You want to play a lot of gods, and if you have like overly complicated build orders for all of the gods in the game, then you're gonna forget what to do. Here, I've got the 7 on food that I need, but I'm taking a cow now onto the town center. And I'm sending 3 villagers onto this cow here. And what they're going to do is they're going to eat the cow, whether it's a cow or a pig or whatever, the concept remains the same. And then they're going to shift click over to the wood line instead. And now we're auto-queuing dwarves right now. And then whenever we've got the food for it, we want to advance to the next stage. Sometimes you really want to advance early and then you can force drop your villagers. I kind of don't like doing that. I don't think it's necessary most of the time. And then we will go Uller here. So see, these guys, they drop their food off. And then you go over to the wood line. So you're left with 5 on wood, gold, 6 on wood, and 7 on food. Very, very nice economy. This guy can keep building houses, and we're producing hearses from here. Usually you don't really have time to grab relics around the maps. But if you find a good one, you can travel far from it. But I do like having my hearse ready to build when I reach the classical age. Oh, and also get husbandry. It's a really good tech. Makes your chicken gather faster as well. I think with Frey, it makes sense to just stay in your base because you're advancing super late. So going outside for hunting over here, I think it's way too risky. So just stay on chicken and berries for now, and then move out for hunting later. So you see now we've got 3 military units ready to build. So we'll build a longhouse, and a longhouse. I don't build great halls because in the beginning I really prioritize having infantry. Obviously in a real game you'll probably be under some pressure now. It's a good chance you will be anyways, but that's just where you're gonna have to play the game, not me. I'm just showing you what the ideal is here. So 7 dwarves on gold, nothing more than that. You're gonna have too much on gold otherwise. And we can start actually maybe sending villagers on hunt now. Let's do that. You see our economy? How good it is? Getting a lot of infantry out now. And definitely need some more houses. So we're now not even 6 minutes into the game and we have 11 infantry units. This allows us to get an Asgardian Bastion up really quickly. And your opponent is going to have a big army as well. But the thing is, they only have 1 army and they're pressuring your base. So say that now you're going hunting up here. They maybe try to stop you from hunting here. That's perfectly fine. What you can do then is you can say, actually I've done a poor job scouting this game, but you can then say, alright, fine. You're pressuring me up here. I'll have to retreat, that's fine. I'll go on cows instead then. But I'll place my army over here. And I'm going to place my... Oh, this map. This map blows. This wood line is super annoying. But yeah, that's a good hill fort here, actually. I'm gonna place my hill fort right here. So my opponent is preoccupied putting me off of Hunt over here, and meanwhile I sneak my army over here to get the hill fort up. By the time they realize I'm there, it's too late because I've got this many infantry units out early on. And you see why I don't want Great Halls now, right? Because I want the 11, 12, 13, 14 infantry units out this fast so that I can get the Asgardian hill fort down. Had I invested into Great Halls, I would need to produce raiding cavalry from there, get the medium cavalry upgrade and stuff like that. Everything would just be slowed down by a lot. So definitely just go for the barracks, the longhouses early on. Plus you only need one upgrade, right? The medium infantry. You don't have to invest into the cavalry upgrade. And then obviously, with the hill fort down right now, we can go for the town center as well. And when the hill fort is up, this town center will go up easily. And when this town center is up, that also means that this gold mine is very, very safe because there's a hill fort right here, and we have Gullinbursti ready as well. And now we're set. This is what we wanted. This is the kind of this is what you're aiming for with Frey. It's a hill fort and a town center near a secondary gold mine. Everything is smooth sailing from here, at least theoretically. And we probably want to take a lot of these over onto this location now. And whatever you do now, you can start making a lot of infantry units like this. Yeah. Let's use Gullinbursti as well. You can go heroic now, you can even go mythic. Like, everything is sorted out for you. Get this upgrade as well. Probably get an armory is good because you get the cheaper discount with Frey, so you need that up and running as well. But I think I explained to you the most important part. This is a good start with Frey. And usually what I always go for when I play Frey is this kind of start. Frey is, I think, one of the top gods on Anatolia, perhaps even the top god on Anatolia. So knowing the proper build order on water when playing Frey, I think is super important. I'll show it to you here. We're queuing over onto wood, producing villages from the get-go, and going over to one side with a berserk. We're making 2 villagers and then a dwarf. And one of our wood choppers here is going to build an ox cart. And then we lure in these boars, so we don't have to build an ox cart for our food workers. And this ox cart that was made is for our dwarf, so he doesn't have to build one. We'll use a wood chopper for that instead. A lot of people like to get the hand axe early on with Frey. I don't know, I've never had much success with it. Maybe you can look up other people who likes to do that, but I prefer doing this kind of build order. You do have to forester up this guy here to afford this villager. It's not even that important, but it's nice to just not have any idle TC time. And we're just queuing over onto wood. When we can afford it, we get a dwarf as well. So let's do that. And then this guy, he's gonna move over for the 3rd fish spot over here. So in Anatolia, you have fish here, here, and here. And we're gonna move for the 3rd fish spot. That should be somewhere around here. And just keep queuing gatherers onto wood because we need a lot of it. At some point you can start contemplating getting the hand axe. But you see, my build is actually quite clutch here already. See if we can find. There's fish there. Should be able to afford this very soon. Hopefully. There we go. You see, we've got 7 on wood, but we're still missing out on some. So that's why it's so important to keep spamming gatherers onto the wood line. We don't want more than 3 dwarves until we get the temple down. Now is probably around the time I'll get the hand axe. Get this dock and then head back home. And auto-queue boats from there as well. You do have to force drop a few times with this build, but it's really, really, really good. You get a massive boom off when you do it like this. I'm gonna have to get a 4th dwarf here. Whatever you do at this stage is not so important 3 minutes into the game. The most important part is what I did in the beginning. To sort of set you up. Stop making boats now so that we can get the temple up. Just keep luring these boars in. It's just nice to have them there, ready. Sitting and ready. They do rot a bit, but it's not very much, so I think it's perfectly fine to do that. Can even get the pickaxe now as well. It's a relatively late advance you're getting here, but it's fine. I think early advances in general are a bit overrated. So we're getting this dwarf out. As you can see, we've had some idle TC time. This can be perfected a bit. But now we're gonna go through Uller. Reason we go for Uller is because of the hill fort, obviously. And we want to get more docks out on both sides now. So this guy is gonna go up here. And then we're getting a Herser to build docks over on the right side. We're aiming for 18 fishing boats, so we need 3 more. This one and 2 more. Of course, grab relics whenever you find some good ones. You can do that now. And don't be shy to use gatherers for building houses at this stage. Perfectly fine to do. And now we just want to use Asgardian Bastion immediately. Your opponent is not going to be able to pressure this just yet. You can even get the tower upgrade, why not? Pre-queue this, get the husbandry. Just need 1 dock now, and we're good to go. We're actually going to be short on gold because we want to go heroic age really soon. Oops. It's perfectly fine to send gatherers onto gold here. It's inefficient, yes, but you do need the gold, as you can see here. Potentially, if you can muster up a build order where you get 1 additional dwarf on gold, in hindsight, maybe that would be a bit better, so you don't have to send gatherers onto gold. I'm not sure. You can try playing with that out there in your own living room. We're pre-queuing Aegir here, so you see we're super safe here. We've got the towers down, we've got the hill fort down now as well. Start making some long houses too, why not? And get all the armory upgrades. Can even get Hotskulls out. Just to make sure you don't get surprised by a... I don't even know what, but it's nice to have some units out. Get the infantry upgrade. And the reason why I think Freyr is so good on this map is because you can play quite greedy like I did this game, but still be safe. The tower upgrade is super cheap, this one is for free, and what it also means is that I get to go Mythic Age without building a hill fort myself now. So I save myself, what is it like, almost 600 resources. Which means I'll just get a much faster Mythic Age than if I hadn't. And whenever you're fighting on Anatolia, just a general Anatolia tip for you. I like to fight on the side of the water where I know my Kraken will spawn. So if I lose this side on water, I don't care too much, but over here I will defend myself. I will produce boats if needed. So for example, if I'm against Greek and there's Scylla spawns over here, I'll make sure that I will fight really hard over on the right side here instead. And we're just gonna pre-queue Hell as well. Can even force drop here, I think. There we go. Going Mythic Age now. And we're still super safe, as you can see. Like, yeah, this gold mine will be depleted. But we've got another one waiting. Ready and waiting. We can even move here, be a bit greedy. Because we can start making military now. We have Tempest ready. And also pre-queue this one. Salt on 4 is such a good upgrade. And of course, depending on what your opponent is doing right now, you want to be grabbing a town center if they're playing defensively. Whoops, he's here. Let's just use this. The Tempest and Gullinbursti combo is so potent. Crazy. Crazy what you can do here. Take down that army so quickly. And then when you get to Mythic Age here, I recommend just building Berserks and Hotskulls, nothing else. You don't want to invest into Great Halls and Cavalry, because it's quite expensive. You need additional military production buildings, and you need the cavalry upgrades as well. Get this and that. Actually, I have way too much food right now. The reason I get the forward temple here is because I'm going up through Hell, and I want to get the Rampage upgrade. And then with a forward temple, I can spam out fire giants really quickly. The Rampage upgrade is this one. And then I want to get the... I was a bit late with the heavy infantry upgrade, unfortunately. But you see now, it's not even 11 minutes into the game, and I can get Nidhogg out. When you get Nidhogg with the fire giant and all the infantry upgrades with... They're going to be champion infantry before long. You're going to be so strong in Anatolia. I'm going to link a game I played against Recon, I think, in this video, where you can check it out, how potent it is. But yeah, that's the strategy with Freyr. Super strong, really lovely. You can do it on Midgard too, although not quite as good because you only have one gold mine. But as you can see here, you don't even need that much gold. Let's just finish this off here. Get the champion infantry, get these upgrades, this. This is just Frey snowballing. Getting to the Mythic Age for the Mythic Age upgrades as soon as possible. The Nidhogg Power Spike, the Tempest, it's lovely.
Til veiðimaður. Hver þar? Satt.
Já, veiðimaður.
Já, ég vil.
This thing is Gaia.
Hver þar?
Tilbúin. Satt.
It's a big pond next to my base.
Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Give
Satt.
me a
Samþykkt.
maybe an easy second
Ég
TC.
vil. Satt. Samþykkt.
Also useless,
Skip ég timbursveit.
so not sure if it's good.
Já. Satt. Satt. Ég vil. Skipan. Satt.
Já, veiðimaður. Tilbúin. Satt. Veiðimaður.
Já.
Here's a nice hill fort.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
This is what you gotta do when you play Frey. When you scout the map, just always look for that hill fort. Where's the nice location? It's probably too far away, come to think of it.
Skipan. Samþykkt. Já. Satt.
Skipan. Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil.
When you host a tournament, you're not allowed to play.
Skipan.
So that's good for the rest of us. We don't have to
Samþykkt.
worry about facing Boyd.
Til veiðimaður. Já. Samþykkt. Veiðimaður. Hver þar? Timbursveit.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt.
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Samþykkt.
Grant made a Smurf turn when he won the money. That's true.
Já.
But
Hver þar?
with
Tilbúin.
Microsoft sponsorship, with the big money, you're not allowed.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
We're setting up the overlays right now, by the way. It's gonna look fantastic.
Hver þar?
Can look forward
Yeah.
to it, guys.
Satt. Samþykkt. Satt.
Já.
This is probably where I want to place my hill fort up here. So what I want is just a bunch
that,
of
lady
infantry
mother?
out early.
Já. Tilbúin. Veiðimaður. Ég vil. Veiðimaður.
Hver þar? Já,
And I'm
timbursveit.
gonna make Herdman, because he's probably gonna make Termas.
Tilbúin.
Herdmen are good against those.
Tilbúin. Skipan. Samþykkt.
Just scout the rest here, since I kind of know my game plan now.
Skipan. Já.
Herdman,
Yeah.
best man.
Ég vil.
Eh.
Satt. Ég satt.
I don't know if the best man, but he's there. I think with
Skipper?
Bragi, it's one of the better men for
Tilbúin.
sure.
Skipan.
Wow,
Ég
4
vil.
rhinos
Til
here.
samþykkt.
This is a great map for me.
Satt.
If I lose,
Hver ég vil. Samþykkt.
it's because I suck.
Já. Sækið frá. Ég
Jules
satt.
is even messing up a bit here with the Oracle.
Samþykkt.
I have to
Hver
punish that,
það?
sorry.
Timbursveit.
Tilbúin.
Skip ég vil. Samþykkt.
Skipan.
420 Oceanus. It
Hver
smells
það?
like TC Boom, doesn't it?
Ég vil. Til já. Skip satt. Já, samþykkt.
It's gotta make sure that this Oracle dies before it can get healed back up.
Samþykkt. Ég vil. Atrás. Skipan. Já. Já, samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Let's get the... I'm not gonna get tower upgrade. Because potentially
Something.
I will want
Ég vil satt veiðimaður.
fast second TC. Yeah, this is the 4th against Yuli in a row, you're right.
Já, satt. Hver það? Samþykkt. Já, já. Samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Já. Hver samþykkt? Já, satt. Já, já. Tilbúið. Já. Skip. Já, grjótsveit. Skipan.
And we're out. That's it. That's all I wanted.
Tilbúið. Já, ég vil.
Wow.
Hver það?
I
Samþykkt.
thought for sure he's
Hver satt?
2 TC booming, but I guess not. At least he doesn't know where this is.
Skip. Já, ég vil. Skip. Já, satt. Ég vil. Til orustuslag. Já, skipan. Skipan? Tilbúið. Já, ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Ég vil. Já, samt. Já, já, já. Hver satt? Tilbúið. Atrás. Samþykkt.
Could be he's still 2 TC. Nah, not with this many.
Skipan. Til orustuslag. Já. Ég, já. Satt.
So he's adding in Terma 2 now,
Something.
obviously, but I'll have
Satt.
Huskarls available.
Ég vil. Samt, já.
Add another Draugr too,
Hver það?
actually.
Tilbúin. Satt. Já.
Gonna need a lot of wood then.
Ég vil. Til samþykkt. Ég vil. Já.
Skipan.
Tilbúin.
Satt. Timbursveit.
Hver satt? Tilbúin. Já. Samt. Já. Já. Hver satt? Já. Satt. Ég vil. Já. Samþykkt. Já. Til satt. Ég vil. Hver satt? Ég vil.
He's just smelling if I'm going for the second CC or not.
Já, samþykkt. Timbursveit.
Need more wood. Can go on food.
Hver það? Satt. Já. 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 Tilbúin. Til samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt.
Já.
Skipan. Atrás. Ég sækið fram. Skipan.
Tilbúin.
Hver það? Tilbúin. Skipan. Samþykkt.
Good fight here, it's fine.
Til orustu. Já. Ég atrás. Já. Já. Sækið fram. Tilbúin. Já. Hver það? Satt timbursveit. Hver þar? Já. Ég vil. Skipan. Já. Satt.
Yeah, I need so much wood here when I'm making Draugr and throwing an X-Men.
Tilbúin. Satt. Ég. Já. Satt. Tilbúin. Skipan.
How long does this take? 75 seconds.
Ég vil. Samþykkt.
It's a lot.
Já. Satt. Til samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Hver? Já. Satt. Ég vil. Ég vil. Ég samþykkt. Hver það? Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Ég samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Hver þar? Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Grjótsveit.
For Terma.
Já.
Skipan. Hver ég vil. Samþykkt. Veiðimaður.
Já. Tilbúin. Ég samþykkt.
I wonder if he went for second TC now,
Tilbúin.
that I slowed down a bit here.
Ég vil. Hver það? Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Atrás. Hver það? Já. Ég vil.
Look at this poke.
Til
Never mind.
já. Ég sjá, satt, ég vil.
Felt like nothing
Til
happened
satt.
there.
Ég samþykkt.
Ég
Ég satt, já, já.
Tilbúin? Já. Ég vil. Já. Grjótsveinn.
Hver satt?
Hver er það? Satt. Ég. Grjótsveinn.
Skipan til ég vil veiðimaður.
Wow, heroic.
Hver er þar?
Samþykkt.
Tilbúin.
Grjótsveinn.
Skip, já, satt, ég vil. Samþykkt.
Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Hver er já? Ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Satt. Ég vil. Timbursveit. Skipan?
Samþykkt. Já. Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já, satt. Ég samþykkt.
Já. Samþykkt. Já.
Já, já, samþykkt. Já, ég vil.
Skip. Ég vil.
Hver er þar? Já, til satt. Skipan.
Já. Samþykkt. Já.
Tilbúin. Ég samþykkt.
Wall this off.
Ég vil.
It's a really good wall to get down.
Já, til orustu slag.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Hver? Ég vil. Satt.
Já. Hver er satt?
Já.
Hver er það? Aðrás. Til orustu slag.
Skip. Sækið fram.
Hver er það? Já. Já.
Ah, why can't you see where God powers are cast?
Ég já. Já. Hver? Ég samþykkt. Skip satt.
Oh, there.
Tilbúin.
Hver til já. Samþykkt.
Oh, Yuli, you messed up. Look at the Draugr here. They're so good in an area like that.
Ég vil. Já, samþykkt.
All right, I know where he is now.
Samþykkt.
Til samþykkt. Skipan? Ég vil.
Já.
Should
Já.
be good.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já.
Hver er þar? Satt. Samþykkt. Tilbúin. Ég satt.
Samþykkt.
Já.
It's got dryads,
Ég vil.
sure,
Já.
but I have Hersers and
Já.
Já. Já. Satt. Ég vil.
Draugrs, so I think
Já.
I'll be fine.
Hver er þar?
Já.
Skip. Ég vil.
Ég
Já,
vil.
satt. Já.
Gonna have to fight here.
Til orustu. Ég satt. Já. Já, satt.
Já. Tilbúin.
Já.
Já. Samþykkt.
Satt. Samþykkt. Já.
Til orðstöðslag.
Já. Satt. Já. Ég vil.
Já. Til. Já. Ég vil.
Hver er til já? Satt. Ég vil. Já. Tilbúin. Satt. Já. Ég satt. Til ég já. Satt.
Satt ráð.
Ég samþykkt. Til já. Ég vil. Já. Já.
Skipan? Hver er samþykkt? Ég vil veiðimaður.
Já. Samþykkt. Satt. Hver er það? Skip.
There's no heroic chance today.
Já. Aðrás.
Já. Sækið fram. Já. Ég vil.
Good win this comfortably. All my Draugrs, everything else I've got.
Hver er það?
Skip.
Hello, who is the best Norse god to focus on for someone new to ranked? Thank you. You should check out my Loki guide. I posted on YouTube. I think Loki is the most approachable Norse god. And yeah, go check it out on my YouTube. Is there any other situation to spam Berserkers other than versus Atlantean? Berserkers are really good late game. When you have all the upgrades. Other than that, if you're Odin with Hamask, could probably go for it. Not versus Egyptian.
No.
They can build X-Men.
Tilbúin. Skip.
Maybe if you have Hall of Thanes, you can outrun them or something. I don't know what your idea is there, Silver FM. I think... Nah, but here I just built them because they're a good all-around unit. I didn't know what I was facing, if he was going pure Milo or Terma or whatever. So I just wanted a nice all-around unit here. Yeah, the Hall of Things. But then Sphinxes, Anubites, X-Men, even Wadgets, they all beat them, right? And you're not going to have the food to keep spamming them, because the Egyptian player is going to take map control.
Yo.
Tilbúin. Skipan satt.
Tilsatt veiðimaður.
Já.
Já. Ég vil satt veiðimaður. Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt.
Já. Ég vil veiðimaður.
Skipan. Já. Ég vil. Satt.
Hver er
Hver
það?
þar?
Tilbúin?
Já.
Hver er þar? Já.
Já. Samþykkt.
Já.
Skipan. Ég vil.
Tilsatt. Timbursveit.
Hver er það? Timbursveit.
Tilbúin. Skipan satt. Samþykkt.
Já. Samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil.
Já.
Til samþykkt.
Hver
Tilbúin. Já. Satt. Tilbúin. Satt. Samþykkt. Skipan. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Já. Ég satt. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt.
Já.
Ég vil.
Skip satt sam veiðimaður. Já. Satt veiðimaður.
Skipan.
Já. Satt. Timbursveit. Hver?
Já. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil. Satt. Tilbúin.
Já.
Skipan.
Tilbúin.
Já. Samþykkt.
Skipan. Tilbúin. Ég vil veiðimaður. Já. Satt veiðimaður.
Skipan.
Hver er það? Já. Ég vil veiðimaður. Hver er það? Satt. Timbursveit.
Skip. Ég vil. Brós. Já. Hver er þar?
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Skip. Hver er þar? Já.
Hver
Skipan?
Skipan?
Já, skipan. Ég vil, veiðimaður.
Skipan. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Satt.
Hver samþykkt? Satt. Hver það?
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Timbursveit.
Tilbúin. Ég samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Tilbúin.
Já. Satt. Ég samþykkt. Tilbúin.
Já. Já.
Skýsa. Ég vil.
Tilbúin.
Já.
Skipan? Já, veiðimaður.
Já, tilbúin. Skipan. Hver það?
Tilbúin. Skipan.
Já, fyrsta. Já, ég vil. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Skipan.
Já, samþykkt. Já. Satt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já.
Til samþykkt. Satt. Skip. Já.
Tilbúin.
Hver ádráð? Timbursveit.
Tilbúin.
Já.
Skip. Satt.
Skip. Ég vil, veiðimaður. Já, ádráð. Samþykkt. Timbursveit.
Tilbúin. Já.
Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já. Satt.
Já. Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Já, tilbúin. Hver þar? Ég vil.
Grjótsveinn.
Hver það? Já, ég vil. Satt. Já. Satt. Já.
Skipan.
Hver satt? Ég já. Satt. Hver?
Já.
Já. Hver það?
Tilbúin, skip. Já, tilbúin. Já.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Til já. Satt.
Tilbúin, já. Skipan. Skipan. Já. Tilbúin. Já, tilbúin.
Hver?
Já.
Já.
Skipan.
Til timbur timbursveit. Ég já. Ég samþykkt. Já.
Skip. Tilbúin. Skip. Tilbúin. Já. Skip.
Til satt. Hver samþykkt? Ég vil.
Já. Satt. Ég vil. Satt. Samþykkt.
Til satt. Hver samt? Ég vil. Já. Já.
Já. Skipan. Já.
Já. Samþykkt.
Já. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Skip. Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Hver satt? Já. Samþykkt. Já. Satt.
Já. Ég vil.
Já. Ég vil.
Til satt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Skip. Já. Skip. Já. Satt. Ég
Já.
vil.
Já. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. 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 Samþykkt. Ég vil. Ég vil.
Hver þar? Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Til samþykkt. Hver þar?
Hver þar?
Satt. Ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Já. Já. Bæti. Fram.
Já.
Já. Grjótsveit.
Skipan. Timbursveit.
Ég samþykkt.
Skip.
Tilbúin. Skipan.
Já.
Skipan. Timbursveit.
Tilbúin. Skip. Já. Samþykkt. Já.
Já. Timbursveit. Satt. Ég vil.
Já. Samt. Tilbúin. Skip. Ég vil.
Já. Ég vil. Skipan. Já. Samþykkt.
Já. Satt.
Skip. Já. Ég vil.
Tilbúin.
Til já. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Skipan. Já. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin.
Hver er það?
Satt.
Tilbúin. Satt. Já.
Skipan.
Skipan, hver er það? Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt.
Skip samt satt.
Tilbúin.
Til samþykkt.
Já.
Já, ég vil satt. Atrás.
Skipan.
Hver er já? Grjótsveit.
Já. Satt. Grjótsveið.
Skip.
Skip. Já. Tilbúin. Ég
Já,
vil.
já.
Hver ég vil. Samþykkt. Til orustuslag.
Tilbúin. Já, ég vil. Samþykkt.
Já. Samt.
Til já.
Tilbúin.
Atrás. Fyrsta ég vil.
Skipan. Já, já.
Skip. Ég vil.
Hver er sam grjótsveið?
Skip samt.
Hver ég vil sam já.
Til ég vil. Já. Hver er það? Satt. Tilbúin samþykkt. Skipan. Ég vil.
Til ég vil. Satt. Já. Ég vil.
Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt.
Já.
Skip samþykkt. Ég timbursveit.
Tilbúin.
Skipan.
Tilbúin. Já, rás. Skip. Já, ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Skip til orustuslag.
Tilbúin.
Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já, já, ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já, já.
Skipan. Hver er það?
Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Já, samþykkt. Tilbúin. Skipan. Já, já, sækið fram.
Ég satt.
Tilbúin. Já. Tilbúin. Rás, sækið fram.
Ég satt já. Ég vil.
Skipan. Sækið orustuslag. Já, já, samþykkt. Já.
Tilbúin. Skipan. Timbursveið.
Hver er það?
Ég samþykkt.
Skipan.
Til orustuslag. Já, til sækið fram. Já,
Til
samþykkt.
ég. Já. Satt. Samþykkt. Satt.
Já, að rás. Já, ég samþykkt. Já, tilbúin.
Satt. Ég vil.
Já, ég vil. Já,
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin. Samsatt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Skip.
tilbúin.
Já. Tilbúin. Satt. Samþykkt. satt.
Jeg vil tilbud samtidig. Ja. Tilbud. Ja. Tilbud. Jeg vil. Ja. Samtidig. Ja. Jeg vil frem. Ja. Jeg vil. Skip. Ja.
Ja.
Jeg vil. Ja. Ja, samtidig.
Til jeg vil. Skip satt. Ja, satt. Jeg vil. Ja, satt. Tilbud. Ja, skip sam. Ja, jeg vil.
Skipan til satt. Timbursveit.
Skipan. Grjótsveiten.
Já. Skip samþykkt. Timbursveit. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Skip satt. Timbursveit.
Já. Tilbúin. Satt. Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Hver það?
Tilbúin.
Wait, I'm doing the Odin build order here. Not a good start.
Já. Hver
Skipan.
Why do you pronounce it Frey without an R? Yeah, well, in Danish, his name is Frey. And I don't understand why they put an R at the end of it, to be honest. Because in Icelandic, Heimdall's name would be Heimdallr, or, you know, Old Norse, Icelandic, whatever you want to say. And it's just normal to anglicize names by not putting an R at the end because it's so weird, difficult to pronounce. So I go Frey, much easier to say, and closer to what you say in Danish too.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Þar.
Yes.
Já. Ég vil. Satt.
Satt.
Já. Satt.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Satt. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Skipan. Satt.
Skipan.
Já.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já, hver er þar?
Hver er
Já.
þar?
Hver er þar? Sam veiðimaður. Skip, ég veiðimaður.
Skipan. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
It's a big scoffed build order here, by the way, because I went on wood early.
Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil. Skipan. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Satt. Ég vil. Satt.
Tilbúin.
Já. Samþykkt.
Hver er þar?
Skipan. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Skipan.
Já. Ég vil. Satt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Satt.
Yes.
I agree,
Skipan.
Cloth. Retold is a great game. Anyone saying it's dying and so on, they're wrong.
Satt.
Já.
Probably not gonna be as popular as it was, but who really would have thought so?
Já. Veiðimaður.
Hver er þar?
Honestly, I'm even enjoying playing on this patch. Probably because no one plays Isis and Ra, to be fair, but
Já. Tilbúin. Skipan.
yeah,
Ég
a
vil.
lot of good games today.
Veiðimaður.
Já. Tilbúin. Satt.
Hver er þar?
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Heiða grjótsveinn. Hver er það? Grjótsveinn.
Skipan.
Oh man, my build is so poor.
Tilbúin. Skipan. Já.
Já. Ég. Satt.
Tilbúin.
Hver er þar? Veiðimaður. Sam veiðimaður. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Veiðimaður.
Skipan.
Veiðimaður.
Tilbúin.
Cheaper farms. Guess it's kinda nice. I'm not gonna go out of my way to grab it. But I can do it.
Já. Samþykkt.
Classic 4-minute advance from Quoth.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin.
These two houses here was actually too much because
Tilbúin.
may have to go for a fast
Já.
second TC.
Ég vil.
The one big issue with Frey, as always, is that
Já.
you have no clue what your opponent is doing.
Skipan.
Hver er þar? Já.
He's scouting, he knows what I'm up to, but I don't know what he's doing.
Skipan. Hver er þar? Veiðimaður.
Skipan. Ég vil. Satt.
Tilbúin. Satt. Samþykkt.
Já, hver er þar? Veiðimaður.
Hver er þar?
Já. Samþykkt. Tilbúin.
Let's leave it at 2, so that we can build the TC, or...
Já.
Never mind.
Ég vil.
Who wants to 2 TC boom? Not me.
Tilbúin. Skip. Ég vil.
Who wants to see a 2 TC boomer?
Tilbúin.
None of
Hver
you.
er þar? Skipan.
Samþykkt.
Já.
Já.
Skip. Veiðimaður.
Uh-oh.
Já.
Tilbúin. Skipan.
Já.
Samþykkt.
Uh-oh.
Hver er já satt? Til já.
Já, satt.
Já satt.
Tilbúin. Já, satt.
Ég vil.
Já.
Já, satt. Ég
Ég
vil.
vil. Samþykkt. Hver er það?
Satt. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin. Satt.
Tilbúin.
Samtilbúin. Já.
Ég vil. Já, samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Satt. Já, samþykkt. Já, já.
Já, ég vil.
Tilbúin. Satt. Ég vil. Já. Skipan. Já, samþykkt. Satt.
Já, ég vil.
Saw that?
Samþykkt. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég sækið. Já, til orð. Ég ráð. Já, samþykkt. Já. Til samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Já. Ég vil. Já, til samsækið fram.
Já.
Já, til orðstöðslag. Já, ráð.
Skip til orðuslag.
Ég vil.
Hver er það? Skip. Já. Tilbúin. Ráð. Já.
Já, tilbúin. Tilbúin. Já. Já, tilbúin. Ég sækið. Já, ég vil. Samþykkt. Já, til. Já. Ég vil. Ráð.
Oh, it's really expensive for him though.
Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Samþykkt.
Samþykkt. Grjótsveit. Tilbúin. Já. Grjótsveit.
Samþykkt.
Kinda,
Já.
kinda heavy with how that unfolded, to be honest.
Skipan.
Já, satt. Samþykkt.
Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Ég samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já.
Hver er það? Ég vil.
Hver er þar? Fjósamaður.
Tilbúin.
Tilbúin.
Skipan. Ég vil. Satt. Ég vil. Hver er það?
Hver er það? Samþykkt. Grjótsveit.
Skipan.
Já. Já. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Já.
Já. Satt. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin.
Skipan. Já satt.
Já. Skipan. Samþykkt. Ég vil.
Satt.
Til. Ég vil.
Ég vil.
Tilbúin.
Til samtíð.
Ah, come on! How is he so good?
Já. Satt. Hver er það?
Ég vil. Samþykkt. Til
Oh, here we go. Now I can't target these units.
Atrás.
This is my favorite part of this matchup.
Atrás. Til
I still lost 3. I think he killed 1 villager and he lost 3 Mamillos.
Já. Satt. Grjótsveit.
Sækið fram.
Til ég vil. Já.
Tilbúin. Ég skipan. Já, samþykkt.
Já.
Skipan. Ég vil.
Dead. If he goes to this TC, it's a great opportunity for me to Gullinbursti, so kind of hoping he will.
Já. Ég vil.
Skipan. Já. Já. Atrás.
Til. Já. Sækið fram.
Já. Satt. Ég satt. Já. Satt. Já. Samþykkt. Hver er það? Já. Til orustu slag.
Skip. Samþykkt. Já. Ég vil. Já. Ég samþykkt. Sækið fram.
He shouldn't have done that. Now I see it.
Ég vil.
Já. Satt. Já. Samþykkt. Já. Satt.
Tower upgrade is really coming in big for me.
Já. Samþykkt. Satt.
Go on the berries then.
Ég vil. Til já. Hver satt?
Hver er þar? Skip hann. Já, ég vil.
Já, samþykkt. Ég vil. Já,
Til ég vil. Timb satt.
ég vil. Sjá.
Tilbúin. Já, já.
Hver er það? Samþykkt.
Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Timbursveit.
Skipan. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil.
Já. Sjá. Ég vil. Grjótsveit.
Skipan. Já. Hver er það?
We can do a hill fort here. I think it should be really good.
Ég samþykkt.
Whoa, he's got a big army though.
Til já, satt. Já, samsatt. Til orustust. Já, já.
Já, ég vil orðstu. Já, já. Sækið. Ég vil. Samþykkt.
Yeah!
Samþykkt.
I hate this. I hate this.
Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Já. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil. Ég samþykkt. Ég samþykkt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Ég samþykkt.
Man, you can't A-move versus Oranos. It's so stupid.
Tilbúin. Já. Já. Ég vil. Já. Ég samþykkt.
I need a hill fort up. The fact that I didn't get my first hill fort up is really bad because I don't have Huskarls now.
Já, samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin.
Hver er satt? Tilbúin. Skip. Ég satt. Til já.
Já. Ég vil.
Já, samþykkt. Ég vil.
Já, veiðimaður.
Já. Veiðimaður.
I think we'll get one up here, just for the heck of it.
Skipan. Já.
Já. Já.
Hver samþykkt. Til ég vil. Skip. Já.
Skip. Ég vil.
He's gonna go heroic now, I'm sure. Maybe I should do the same.
Til samsatt. Ég vil.
Probably the safer option.
Já, samþykkt.
Já,
Til satt. Já, já. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Fjósamaður. Fjósamaður.
Tilbúin. Satt. Já,
Já.
ég vil. Já, já. Hver satt? Tilbúin. Já, samþykkt. Satt.
til já, satt. Veiðimaður.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Satt. Ég vil.
Yeah, gotta use this because I want the Huskarls.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. Tilbúin. Sækið fram. Já. Sér til orðstöðsvað. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Ég samþykkt. Já.
Samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Samþykkt. Já.
Já, til ég vil.
Já. Já. Ég vil.
Satt.
Tilbúin. Já.
Já, ég vil.
Já. Ég samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Skip hann. Já.
Já, já.
Dude, I thought I had Tempest. Why I played like that.
Satt. Já. Já, já, satt. Ég vil.
Já. Samþykkt. Já. Já. Ég vil. Já.
Satt. Draugr.
Hver er það? Til samþykkt, ég fjósamaður.
Satt.
Já. Hver, já. Skip.
Til orðstöðsvað.
I actually wanted to use flaming weapons there, but I'm happy I didn't.
Já. Satt. Tilbúin.
Já.
Skip. Já.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Ráð.
Já, satt. Tilbúin. Ég satt. Tilbúin. Já. Hver er ég satt? Satt. Ég satt. Draugr.
Skip hann. Já, satt. Já, tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Já. Já, samþykkt. Já, satt. Ég samþykkt.
Ég samþykkt. Sækið. Já. Ráð. Sækið. Framvinn. Já. Til orðstöðsvað. Já. Ég sækið.
Tilbúin.
fram.
Ég vil. Skipan. Samþykkt.
Já, ég já.
Tilbúin.
Ég vil samþykkt. Já, samþykkt.
Fyrir já. Samtil. Ég vil.
Tilbúin. Já, já. Já, samþykkt. Sækið fram. Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Hver þar?
Skip. Já, ég vil. Tilbúin.
Really want another hill fort though.
Já.
Guess I can't get it.
Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Já, ég vil. Já, drás. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já, ég vil. Tilbúin. Samþykkt. Já. Já. Já.
Ah, splitting my army is not good.
Samþykkt. Já.
Já. Satt.
Skipan.
Ég satt. Ég samþykkt tindur sveit.
Tilbúin. Ég vil. Já. 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 Tilbúin. Sækið fram. Tilbúin. Já. Til orðsturslag. Já. Sækið fram. Ég sækið fram. Samþykkt. Já. Samþykkt. Samþykkt. Já. Tilbúin.
Ég til orðustuslag.
Skipan. Ég vil.
Já, ég vil samþykkt.
Já. Ég vil. Já. Samt. Ég vil. Fyrst. Já. Ég vil. Já. Satt. Samt. Já. Til. Ég vil.
Já, samþykkt. Já, satt. Já.
Hver þar? Já.
Tilbúin. Ég vil.
Já.
I feel like his economy should be better than what it is now. I wonder if he's going mythic.
Sveit.
Tilbúin. Sækið fram.
Or maybe it's just Frey. It's a bit broken. Get all these cheap upgrades so it feels like
Skip fyrir satt.
Hver þar?
he should be ahead when he kinda shouldn't.
Ég vil samþykkt. Já.
Ég vil. Já.
Já. Ég samþykkt. Tilbúin. Já. Skipan. Já. 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 Já.
Til. Ég vil. Já.
Tilbúin. Já. Ég samþykkt. Já. Sækið fram. Já. Skip. Já. Já. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Já. Já. Samt. Ráð. Ég vil orðsturslag.
Oh man, that TC was a big mistake. I do have the Bragi upgrades for my Herdman this time around.
Skipan. Ég vil. Já, satt. Já, satt. Ég vil.
Skip. Tilbúin. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Skip. Já. Ég vil. Samþykkt. Ég vil. Tilbúin. Samþykkt.
Hver þar? Satt.
Skip. Já. Já. Skip. Samþykkt. Sækið fram. Tilbúin. Já. Til orðsturslag. Já. Tilbúin.
Ah, that's well played by Kvoth. It's a hard matchup. Even with the Caladria shenanigans, it's a very hard matchup for him. I do think Bragi is actually kind of legit versus Atlantean, because they rely really heavily on Contarius. And you saw how he was classic Kvoth, hiding his army composition for a long while, and then he showed his hand. But at that stage, I had already got this upgrade. Just preemptively getting that upgrade. So as soon as I saw it, I just turned off all my production and made only Herdmen. So I even won that fight after he did a really nice setup. This is Alfheim, though. Of all the maps, this is probably the one where Frey shines the most against Oranos, don't you think? Plenty of gold mines to choose from. Difficult to maneuver from one side to the other for the Oranos player, so it's super simple for me to get a hill fort up. Even if it got denied, I got a lot of value from it. And then you just inch ever closer with your hill forts. These Huskarls have 6-second training time because I got this upgrade and the first one of these. So I get as many Huskarls out as I like. That's usually the issue with Norse, is you don't... When you need Huskarls, they're super slow to get out. So I don't have to overproduce them. It's just whenever I see archers, I just build them. And if I don't need them anymore, I stop producing them. And I don't have to worry about always having them in my army, because they're so easy to rebuild. One more game! Magic, are you taking over the streaming duty? Do have plenty of other streamers though, so I think I'll just send you over to good old Punkstar. Recon, do you want to turn on stream now? No. Plenty of other streamers on. I feel no obligation anymore. Are you turning on stream, Recon? Or should I raid Punkstar? Magic, I want to see that. I'm hosting a best of 7 Magic versus Eric VR, where Magic has to delete a villager at the beginning of the game. All right, thanks everyone for watching. It was a lot of fun today. Had some really good games. Like I said, Retold is a great game, and so long as you're not fighting Isis and Ra, I do believe this patch is honestly good. It's honestly a lot of fun. So, cheers, everyone.